given that they have become so compromised, that rather than protect the interest of Africa and Africans, they would rather protect the interest of the West. All right. And because of this, those who are heading or leading these supposed other members of the ECOWAS, like these countries in West Africa, like Nigeria, okay, they have betrayed the Africanness and the African brotherhood to start with. And, you know, it will rather just bring more downfall to the people of the region, nothing beneficial. So I want to share that with us before we begin to take course. If the line will allow us, sorry, excuse me.
But I have a concern. Before setting up a unit or anti-coup d'etat unit in ECOWAS, isn't it time that the African head of states or the ECOWAS head of states look into the reason why there are coup d'etats? What are the root causes of coup d'etats? Let them put their house in order first before they set up an anti-coup d'etat unit. Let them put their house in order. And I believe their house is not in order. This unit is set up to defend them and to protect them only, nobody else. What is more coup d'etat than your national constitution gives you 2-term limit, 5 years, 2 terms. After serving 10 years, you want to change the constitution for another term. Is that not a coup d'etat? Because you feel you have the powers to do that. The soldiers have the powers to coup d'etat. That is also another coup d'etat. And they are living with them there. They are there. In the name of civilian, putting on mufti clothes, calling yourself a Democrat, when you loot all the resources of your country, mislead people, torture them, imprison them, burn their businesses to us, and you call that a democracy? Or a civilian rule and illegally elected government? The leaders must stop lying to their electorate first. They must stop the corruption. They must stop looting our resources. They must understand that they are not a better citizen than anybody. They are given a responsibility, a role to play to help develop the countries and make sure that there is peace and tranquility and respect the constitution of the country. But this is not happening. Example is this government. This government has lied to people in 2016 that they are going only for 3 years. Was that not a lie? Who asked them to tell people that we are going for 3 years? Were they forced to say that? They went around the whole country, lied to everyone. When the people started reminding them, this is what you promised us, they threw tear gas on them. And the president is bragging, yes, when I threw tear gas in them, they never came back. Does that not anger the citizens? You throw tear gas on your people. Some of them are wounded and you stand out there and bragging that I throw them a tear gas. They never come back. That alone can anger the citizens. You promised the people you will have a security sector reform. It's never happening. The civil service sector reform is never happening. The Janneh Commission was violated before the end of the Commission. When you take all the assets of the former president, and now you are busy buying assets, your days are coming. I thought they should have learned, or they could have learned from this. Unfortunately, they are not learning. So before you create a unit to go against any attempt of coup d'etat, put your house in order. Stop lying to your electorate. Stop lying to your citizens. Stop looting the resources of your country. Stop corruption in your country. And then you can talk about anti-coup d'etat. When Alpha Conde was killing his people in Guinea, after serving 10 years, he said it was not enough. I want to serve another term. During the process, so many Guineans were killed. And I did not hear any ECOWAS going there or condemning him. You know why? Because Guinea was too big for them, or Alpha was dancing to their tune. Because I think that was why the small Gambia was surrounded all sides by soldiers and guns in 2016. Because Gambia was small, or Gambia is a small country, and Jammeh was not dancing to their tune. After the presidential election in Guinea, more than 300 Guineans were butchered, killed. No ECOWAS condemned him. No African Union condemned him. Instead, they pick up their phones and say, Monsieur le Président, félicitations, congratulations. That is the fair game that is happening in Africa. They can condemn Mali, they can condemn Guinea, they are soldiers. But the one in Chad, who has been given a red carpet to the African Union, was never condemned, and he's a soldier too. He's a soldier. They can give him a red carpet to the African Union. But the other soldiers are condemned for their attempt or for their act. Where is the fairness in ECOWAS or in the African Union? They are not representing us. I believe they are representing themselves. So we are calling them to remember that power belongs to the people. Alassane Ouattara knows how he came into power with Gbagbo. He knows. But he finished his 10-year term. He changed the constitution for another term. They are there with him. Nobody condemns him. They are not there to condemn him because he's dancing to their tune. So I'm calling on ECOWAS to do the right thing. We young Africans, we are here watching. And we fear. But I have a concern.
Right. I decided to share that with us simply because we should be reminding ourselves what the overbearing, the overbearing attitude, the what should I call it? The who can hold me sort of attitude of those in power in Africa until they lose the power, and the culpability as well of the supposed Western world, the Western, puppet masters. They always preaches democracy. They ignore the abuse of power that some of these African leaders perpetuate endlessly. The abuse of the constitution, the abuse of their people, sort of, right? And then once there is a slip, a loss, automatically they begin to preach about democracy, this democracy, that. Democracy is part of, is killing your own people, tear gassing them, dehumanizing them. Is that also part of democracy? No, it is not. That's why I said I will share that clip with us. So, thank you so much, everyone. My line is now back on. So if you have anything at all to add to this conversation, the number is right here on the screen. Use it. And then give me a sec. Let me see if I can re-click back on. That's brilliant. I'm sorry, I think I'm having an issue with that line as well. All right. So hopefully it works. Give me a sec. So I've had people who have been trying to get through, and then they kind of like constantly getting kicked back, like kicked out. Okay. So the ideal thing is if you can, hang on, no. Yeah, if you can keep trying, and I'll see. And if it's not going to work as well, then we can just call it a night. So I'll hold it on for a second more. Or should I say a minute more?
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people approving. People should die in coronavirus is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. Due to foreseen circumstances that I said it, some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the lockdown is the best solution to coronavirus, and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger, because some people will be at indoor. There's no a way to make,
I'm gonna let me see. Did I get this? Hello.
Michael,
is that Charm, right?
I just let me excuse me, or let me try this your number. Maybe it's later that we can ginger other people to call in. Well, I like hearing what other people have to say. I've
been having an issue with it, but I think it's fixed now. Somehow, I think what happened was that I had the Bluetooth on, and then I had the direct connection on. So it was like bouncing between both. So when people were calling in, it's just kind of pushing them back out. Yeah, it's working anyway. And thanks for calling in. So do you just want to test it now, or you do really have one thing to add to this tonight?
I think, let me just add one thing. I just want to talk about this, they are laughing, isn't it? They are laughing, what do you call it? Is it the selection?
Yeah. Okay, please.
So they have the Oyo Messi, which you said, like, traditionally, they are the ones who divine and know who is supposed to become their laughing, right?
That's right.
And then now there's a suspicion. Now that suspicion is what I'm curious about. Is it an unfounded suspicion, or has it been confirmed? That they actually received.
Yeah, from what we know, the evidence of him bribing the kingmakers is like an allegation made by some people, which including the state governor. And since they have now invited the EFCC to the matter, and the guy has been invited by the EFCC based on the petition from the governor, so we automatically just going to probably believe it is true, but there's no real evidence per se than those allegations.
Okay, so there's no real evidence. So I don't know if you can see all the problems that we have there with this whole Alafi situation, which again is an outcome of the poor governance and corruption that is in Nigeria. Because now something that should have been so seamless and so left to the Oyo Messi to divine and say, okay, this person. Now we have Sheyi Makinde, who maybe the person he wants is his friend, right? And they said, okay, yeah, we can do this. And I don't know, it's just a mess, because even now you have the EFCC involved, and things like that. So you're not even quite certain what is going on. But it also shows how susceptible all these so-called institutions are to corruption. At the end of the day, you can't trust anybody. You can't blame the people. But what we do know, what all of this should tell anybody is that the country needs to, I don't know, just go. Do you understand? Just start from scratch, because
I know
something just needs to happen. Because you can't really trust Sheyi Makinde that he's not trying to impose somebody that is not, somebody that is his friend, and it's okay, we can do this, and again, the question is to what end? I saw the road. That's Oyo. What's the name of that road? The Oyo road that you showed.
Did you see
In
the
fact,
road? I didn't see road.
I saw the road.
Oh, did
No,
you?
no, sorry. What?
Jam.
No.
I was
What I
trying
meant
to
to
find
say,
the road there. I'm like, where's the road?
no. What I meant to say is right. That's the opposite of road because I'm not quite sure. I was looking at it. I said, "Is this? Are they trying to
People
construct
found
something?"
themselves in a desert, right? Trying to find a track. And if you see one car moving like this, then everybody started following it. That's what I saw there, not a road.
No, I don't know what that was, but I mean that looked ridiculous. So let me just quickly so that other people can call. Hopefully, people are calling in, right? I was just saying to myself, right? Okay, you're crowning somebody to be a laughing. You're trying to be governor here. You're trying to be local government. To what end? Look at how poorly developed the place is. For goodness' sake, what is the point of all these positions that people are holding when it doesn't even make a difference to the day-to-day life of anybody? What is this thing that we're jostling for? You want to be recognized as this, you want to be recognized as that. You say you are a Muslim, this, you cannot bow to your king. At the end of the day, the things that are supposed to be important, nothing gets done.
No.
Look at that road. In 2025.
Yes, 2025.
It's supposed to be modern day Nigeria.
What somebody said to me, not to me, I actually read that online. Somebody said, you see this is it called a Palisade or so fire in California, right?
Yeah, Palisades, yeah.
Right. So you see this destruction, that monumental destruction. Somebody said, America will finish rebuilding this area, right? Before Nigeria can generate extra 100 megawatts of electricity.
Oh, absolutely.
That hit me, right? It actually really hit me. I sat there, I was like, oh, it's true.
Absolutely.
In another 5 years, they will show us the picture of that developed place.
Let me tell you something. Like all of those places, right? All those areas in LA that are burning, majority of them are insured. They pay a lot of insurance because they are very prone to forest fires and things like that. So there will be insurance to cover all of those things. And yes, if you're going to own a house in that particular area, rest assured that you're going to be paying, top dollar when it comes to insurance. But the upside to that is that if your house does get burned, insurance will cover the repairs, and all of that business, So yeah, you're very correct. That's a sane working society. They will probably rebuild that whole area again before we even, we find our bearings to say, okay, we know we're going to move from point A to point B. That's not the truth. Again, this is the outcome of the corruption that we know permeates the place, but the helplessness of the people to do something about that corruption is what doesn't make sense to me. Do you understand? Let me go. So let other people call in now. let's hear your thoughts.
I'll take this one. I think this one actually really concerns a princess. She's coming with a fire blazing right now. Another story.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Okay. So this is a princess. Are you in? Hello. Okay. I think I lost her. Can you hear me?
Oh my God. Yes, I can.
Can you hear me, right?
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, I can hear you properly.
Fantastic. How are you this evening, ma'am?
I'm fine, you?
Well, I'm fine too. Thank you for asking.
Well, yeah, but it is not a rocket science. I'm going to talk about the Allah too.
Yep.
But
go ahead. I can hear you.
I have a cousin. Yes, I have a cousin in there. It was shortlisted for the last 3.
Right.
And when the Oyome took money from the Lukman and allegedly took money from Lukman Badegesi.
Yep.
They are all from Badegesi. Lukman is from Ilialayo Ajo. You're there. But you see, this Owade guy was not even on that list.
Yeah. Like he
was never on that list. He was not there. There were last 3. Lukman Badegesi, Remina Kwadeniya, and one other person that I can't really remember his name right now. Owóadé was not there. He was not even, in fact, àìjáde fọ́ba ṣe jọba. Nígbà tí Ifá ò bá ayé jẹ́ tó yẹ pé Ṣèyí Mákindé ló fẹ́ tú ayé ká. Ọ̀yọ́ is the stool, yeah, of Yoruba kingdom. Stool Yoruba, stool ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, orí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá.
Because it is believed that whatever happens to Oyo
has been
happens to the
rest
of
happening to the whole of Yoruba. In tó bá ti bá orí ti bá gbogbo ara. Torí bá ti burú, gbogbo ara máa padà burú later ni. So why are we bringing politics into this? Aláàfin lè lo governor bíi 200.
Political Oba.
Mayegun Aláàfin can use up to 15 governors while in office.
Why?
But the governor will only spend 8 years and leave. You cannot come here. You cannot mess with the Aláàfin stool. I am not saying this now. I am saying this as a Yoruba woman. I am not saying this because I have someone in there. I am saying this as a Yoruba woman, Yoruba Tata. Let's see how this thing is going to play out. Where Ṣèyí lè dúró sọ́nà fọ́lọ́run ọba má kọjá lọ. Àfi tó ọba jẹ́ kọ̀gbẹ́ni yẹn wọ̀ pé
they did it in Ile-Ife now. Look at the honey they finally gave to us. The role of, in fact, the role of Tinubu in all of that too is like, unquantifiable.
It was a major role.
But look at where that is now leading us.
Ọ̀yọ́ kì í ṣe Ilé-Ifẹ̀, Mayegun. Ọ̀yọ́ kì í ṣe Ilé-Ifẹ̀. Ọ̀yọ́ kì í ṣe Ilé-Ifẹ̀, bàbá.
Okay.
Ọ̀yọ́ kì í ṣe Ilé-Ifẹ̀. Forget it. I heard it here. I called some people now and they said it's been out since yesterday. I heard it here tonight. His name was not even on that list. I can send the list to you.
It's been nominated now. And I just hear that yet. It's like he's yet to return. So which means that
Baba, Oyomeki said they're not finding it funny. They said they would have to scatter it and start all over again. Oye ma Jenny, Oyo kì í ṣe Ilé-Ifẹ̀. Oyo ló ń pè bẹ̀ yẹn, kò ń ṣe Ilé-Ifẹ̀. Yeah. Táwọn bá dẹ̀ fi the right person ti fámú síbẹ̀. Kájọ máa wo gbogbo bóyá máa lọ ná. Ẹ jẹ́ kájọ wò ná. It shows that they are not fruitful people around anymore, Mayegun. The injustice and everything. Why should you do this? We all know what is going on. These Oyomesi people actually went there
even the Oyomesi,
before the Baba died.
Princess, the Oyo Kingmakers didn't even they've picked Lukman Badegeshi, the guy accused of bribing them.
But we're still now.
They gave this. They submitted his name to Ṣèyí Mákindé as the choice.
Yeah.
And Ṣèyí now accused them of collecting bribes for choosing him, so he removed him, and then chose Abimbola Owóadé in his.
Abimbola Owóadé was not even on that list, Baba.
Yeah.
I will forward the list to you. Abimbola Owóadé was not on that list.
Go.
He was not.
Thank you so much, Princess.
Baba injustice won't let you, Baba. Odaro.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello there.
Hello.
Baba.
Mayegun Baba.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me hide my name. Tori.
Go on, Baba.
What is happening in Oyo is very pathetic. And then they want to mess up the Yoruba culture and the Yoruba history. Yeah, that guy, Buade. Ṣèyí Mákindé is an APC person in PDP. Just like Ṣèyí Mákindé is just like 80%. Let's say 70% APC, 80% PDP. Now that guy, is one of those Batty Diot Abrodarian.
Yeah.
I want to